Call a meeting order and then do the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Here.
Mr. Facto?
Here.
Mr. Randall?
Here. All right, this is our organizational meeting, January 3rd, 2023. First resolution that we have up tonight is 22-1.
Could I inject into this, please? And I spoke to Mike, I spoke to Vern regarding this. I had submitted 2 resolutions for tonight, and I received an email from Kevin regarding that today. And Kevin told me that basically the guidelines were that my resolutions could not be heard because this is organizational meeting. And basically, we have no rules of procedure in place in this town. I've checked the town law, and in the event that you have no rules of procedure, I certainly have the right as an elected member to bring up a couple of issues here tonight. And I prepared these resolutions and I emailed them to the town clerk and to the remaining board members.
At 11 o'clock last night?
Yes, it was done.
And I didn't get
That's
them
right.
until the morning?
Yes, that's correct, that's correct.
Mhm.
But it's something,
So where would you like to put this on your agenda?
Well,
Which one?
if
I'm sorry, go on.
at
Wait
all,
till he's done.
Right.
Let him.
if at all, Donna, it would have to be right off. It would have to be first because resolution number 22-1, it's sort of intermingled with that resolution. So I'm just requesting to the board to hear the resolution first.
May
So
I
I'm-
interject
other things
Before-
to-
quickly?
Have-
Before you go any further, it's 23-1.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just made that.
It was,
Yeah, it's
everybody.
23.
So anyways,
Yeah.
They're all 23.
Yeah, okay.
our agenda was posted. It was posted within a 24-hour timeline. Like I said today in the email that I wrote you back, I'm happy for your enthusiasm. I'm happy to have you as a member of the board and to help with things, but I'm not going to change the agenda that I didn't have proper time to change and post.
Well, the
But the point is, wait a minute, I let you speak, so
Oh, go
please
ahead.
don't
Go
interrupt.
ahead.
You've been hammering me for years now to make sure that all this is done.
Okay,
and
go
above
ahead,
board.
go ahead. I'm listening.
And I, for one, believe that and the rest of this board is due to respect to have these things put in a timely fashion, not at 11 o'clock at night. And furthermore, one of the resolutions, although it may have some information bearing on one of these resolutions, the other has nothing to do with the organizational meeting. And we do not connect, to
Yeah.
the organizational meeting, our regular business usually.
Okay,
This
so,
regular business is going,
Sure.
like I told you in the email on the 24th.
okay.
So
So
that's
the resolution regarding Mr. MD, I'll withdraw that.
well, they're not even on the agenda.
Well-
you're not going to withdraw it because it's not even part of
Well-
the record.
I'll tell you what, we're about ready to make an appointment to the town board. Okay, and I have an opinion on this appointment.
Yeah, and if you want to do your opinion on that, it doesn't neglect the chance for you to do that at commenting on that resolution. You still have the full opportunity to say whatever you want at that point in time. So I'm not interfering with what you want to say or what you would like to say.
Sure.
So, resolution 22-1, appointment of councilman. Okay, 23-1, motion by whereas a vacancy has occurred for a town councilman due to the resignation of Howard Newman, and whereas Sherm Hamel Deputy Supervisor would be most qualified and knowledgeable candidate to fill the position. Be it therefore resolved that the town board of the town of Scholar Falls appoints Sherm Hamel as town councilman, appointed effective immediately and to expire December 31st of 2023. I need a motion.
Motion.
All right, Mr. Parati,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Bruno. Any discussion?
Okay, now's my time.
There you go.
All right. This is nothing personal against you, Sherman, or Donna, not at all, please. The same thing happened here about a month ago in the town of Keene in Essex County. And what they did is that they proceeded and they advertised the vacancy in the local paper and on their website, asking people to apply for that. Now, could you pass that down, please? Now, in this town, I've received several inquiries about the position. And more than being opposed to this appointment, there's people out there who are interested, who are qualified applicants. And earlier today, I had a conversation with Mike and Vern, both. And what I was hoping we possibly could do, because we have another meeting scheduled for January 24th, is that we simply, based on applicants, I received a couple of them by email, but there's several out there who would like to apply. So basically, all I'm asking the board to do is just open up a couple week window so that any qualified applicant in the town could simply submit a resume and they would be reviewed. And then quickly, because of the point of having a vacancy on the town board at its regular meeting on the 24th, it would work out perfect time-wise. We could get that ad in the paper one day, and we could get it on our website, I hope, contacting the webmaster. Then basically anyone in the town qualified could submit a resume, and this board could review them, and we'd be ready right then, in just a couple of weeks actually, to make an appointment. And it's just that there are other people who are interested in the job. And really, they should be able to make an application for it. And basically, that's all I tried to do by putting the resolution in, was simply delaying the process out there. I mean, any other job we've ever had here, be it a truck driver, mechanic, any position in the town, we've used that past procedure of advertising. We've done it right along, and I'm just trying to make a fair comparison to this.
Keep going.
Planning board.
To this situation. That's all I'm trying to do. So I'm going to ask Mr. Prati to support that idea, and Mr. Bruno, if they would see a way of doing that, of just doing it simply like that, rather than getting into issues that I don't even want to really get into tonight. That's really all, that it would be perfect. It would be just letting the people apply. That's all. Let them apply, send the resumes in on the 24th, put it right up on the agenda, vote that night on it, on the 24th. It's It's the least we could do for the people. And Vern, I hope you'd consider it.
What do we do in that situation? We get 6 names,
Sure.
we go to our vote, every one of us votes for a single guy. What do you do in that situation?
Vern, I'm
It-
sure
it-
that,
there's-
I'm sure that as a board, we could come up with,
Yeah, but it's not
I'll
gonna
let-
make a good
I'll let him-
situation. You're gonna
yeah.
want somebody, I'm probably gonna want somebody different, Mike may want somebody different, Kevin may want somebody different, and then what do we do? That's the only question I have. What do we do in that situation?
So, I understand your
This
ask.
is your resolution you want, so that's why I need an answer.
Okay, I understand your ask. I'll tell you, even though you didn't ask for my opinion, I'll give it to you.
well, that's, of course, I knew you would, so
Yeah.
good.
So, anyways, I did have 2 people, one by a text and one by email, that were interested in this position, that were residents of this town, okay? And I answered one of them in a very lengthy email today, and said that I'm very apprehensive as being a part of this board, or having this board appoint any resident out of the town and take the people's right to vote who they want in. Unfortunately, if we don't fill this seat, it causes numerous issues, okay? It's not like we have 2 months before an election. We have a full 12 months before somebody could be elected in through the process and take office next January. And that's way too long. In past practice here, this board, not this particular board, but this town board, has appointed people that were participants in the town as officers down here to open position.
Do you
We
mean
have
the
in-
town board, or?
Yep. And in one instance, they did leave it open for the remainder of the term because it was close enough to
Yeah.
election that they didn't want to get into that. I'm very apprehensive, like I said, going off of what Vern said, to say, okay, I want him and he wants him, and what makes that candidate any better than that candidate, and who am I to pick? That's why I felt, and that's why I brought a resolution tonight, saying that by simply moving the deputy supervisor into that position, all we're doing is moving an office to an office. We're not moving a resident and picking somebody into that position. Let them do that in November, that's when they should be running, so that they can run in a caucus, or if they run unopposed, they can be on the ballot, and they can do what that their heart desires to get into politics. But I want to take the politics out of it. I've been assured, and I don't want to speak for him, I'll let him speak on the record, that he's not interested in running in the November election. So he's apolitical in this. That means when subjects are brought up here and issues are brought up, and I'm sure he'll be the first one to tell you that we don't always see eye to eye either on things. But at least he will be giving his opinion on the merit and not on a political run that he's going to be trying to make in a few months or inhibited for. And like I said, I don't believe it's his board's job to elect somebody. Let the electorate do that. But I do believe that in the essence of making sure that the town business is still going to be taken care of in a timely fashion, and with the number of people that we need on the board, because if we go down to 4, we could end up with ties where it's 2-2 and we never get anything done. If we miss more than one member absent at a meeting with only 4, then you don't even have a quorum. So I know I'm going to take a vacation in March of this year for the first time in 3 years. So if somebody else is sick during that time, we can't even hit quorum. So it just doesn't make sense to me to leave it unfilled. And I thought that the best scenario to stay out of the whole political realm of things would be to move the deputy supervisor to that position. He's been deputy supervisor for 4 terms that I know of, under 4 different supervisors that I'm aware of. And he's been a councilman in the past for 8 years, so he's very knowledgeable and aware of what's going on. And he's also, as a deputy supervisor, very aware of all the projects that we got going on, and would be easy to fit into this and still have the mind and knowledge of what we're trying to accomplish. But That was it. It wasn't to stop anybody else from, any other resident from running. It was just the least apolitical way that I could see to fill that position.
But-
And that's up to this board to
See,
decide what they
the
want.
thing is, the thing really is on this, and it happened so rapidly, and that's really one of the reasons why I didn't know it was you. I didn't, honestly, Sherman. There's people out there in this town who would like the job as well, and we should give them the right to just make their application and resume. Nothing against you at all. You submit one as well. Perfect. And then we can do this. We can work this board. Believe it or not, we can work together well. It's not like none of us can get along, because we can. We've proven that before. All I'm asking, give the people out there, the people who want the position, the people who want to apply for it, give them the right to apply.
I could just, Kevin,
Yeah, go ahead.
exactly what Kevin said. I am not guaranteed, I'm 100% not going to run for office in November.
Yeah, that wasn't
Now,
even the point.
the other, no, because here's my point. The other thing was, Kevin had said there was one time that the office was not filled. I'll tell you why it wasn't filled. It was close to election.
Yeah.
And any one of the people that you have mentioned that would be a possible candidate are also possible candidates to run in November. The reason why they didn't fill the position, it gives them an unfair advantage. And that's why it wasn't done. And as far as qualifications, if you think I'm gonna put a resume in, you're gonna nothing coming.
Sure.
I
with all
know
due-
exactly what I've been here.
With all due respect, and please don't take it personal,
I am.
please, or Donna, please. But Sherm, the point is, your appointment, I don't even want to get into this part of it, but why not let the people apply? Why not let them apply? We'll iron it out, we'll work it out, Sherm. We'll have an appointment here on the 24th. That'll be it, be done. There's
I mean, and
a
that's-
lingering conflict of interest, Sherman,
Can I say something?
and I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Fry.
We have not always advertised. We have advertised for positions that were vacant when we didn't have anybody step up to the plate and say they would help us to do the job. Okay? So we have not always advertised for those positions. Those people that you're talking about, that you've talked to, Reggie, I've seen one person here out of that group that was interested. I wanted her to hear at the meeting, and I have not heard from anybody other than those two people that contacted me this afternoon.
I got
Let
the
me
answer.
finish. I didn't jump in yours. Okay. When I heard Sherman's name, I thought that was a good choice. Yes, I'm friends with him. I like a lot of people, and I'm friends with a lot of people. He has 18 years' experience. He can hit the ground running. We got a lot of very important issues coming up. I don't see where waiting a couple, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is
2 weeks.
going to change anything. It's the 24th, right?
Yeah.
So what's the...
3 weeks.
Today's the third.
We get it in the paper in 5 days from now,
Okay.
1 day.
So-
That's all.
I don't see where waiting is going to change my vote. It's not going to, because I think he's very well qualified for the position. We have a lot of very important things coming up that need to be taken care of, that this board and Kevin have worked on for several years. We don't need to get into a situation where there's 3 or 4 people here and the vote goes down. It should be a full board vote, the majority of the board on these issues that have to be done, whether you are in favor of it or not. That's what I have to interject at this
Right.
point, other than, when we have appointed people
Okay.
to the position,
Planning board meeting is 6:30.
we have appointed people. Rick, our dog control officer, was appointed. He was a board member, and he got appointed. So, and there's others, but it's not like it's never happened before. And I think the only reason that we advertise, and this is our job, we were elected to do our job and do the best job we can for the people. So by picking the person that this is part of our job, is appointing people. So we don't have to go to the public for every time there's something needs to be done. We can appoint the person that we think can do the best job. That's my 2 cents.
Can I just say one more thing? I know one of the issues I think Reg is referring to about moving forward here, Donna and I served her first 2 years when she was elected on the board together. So working together is not an issue. If there is a problem, we'll address it, but the budgets have been passed, everything has been passed, there's no conflict there. So that's all I'm gonna say. If you guys,
Can we just do that?
Okay, with that being said, Mike, just to answer maybe your question of how come we haven't had more applicants? Well, we haven't set out the guidelines for residents to apply.
But my point was is that
You
you've
see what I mean?
spoken to 4 or 5 people that you mentioned to me that
Actually,
are
there were
interested.
6 of them.
Okay, why aren't they here? Why haven't they contacted? You're telling me that they're interested. I haven't heard from anybody except for this afternoon.
I've
3 o'clock.
heard from nobody yet.
So if they were
But just- I mean,
interested, they would
this-
be here.
This just came out 24 hours
No.
ago.
No, but if they were
Mike.
interested, they would be here. There's a few people here.
Alright, so.
What
in
would
essence,
the
about
average
beating
resident
this
do?
thing to
Would they
head.
dream there's a town board vacancy?
Yeah, but our job is to put people in positions where we need to put them in. It's not to have elections. Every time we have an employee leave that position. We don't do that with all the other
And
positions.
it doesn't matter what the town of Keene did, it's what
Well,
we do.
Well, did they have someone
Yeah,
step
it
forward?
sort of does.
No, not if they didn't.
No, I got a
They
question.
might have advertised.
I got
because
another-
They didn't have anybody.
Got another question. Donna, was this meeting right now advertised in the press?
Yes, it was. Notes of interest.
It was in what, one day? Or,
We
Right.
got legal.
okay,
way to do
I
it.
don't get the
Yeah.
paper, I was just wondering
Yeah.
about that. Thank you.
It was sent
Thank
down
you.
to her.
But with that being said, you know, I've got people out there who, you know, have contacted me, Mike, and
I know.
so those people, forget it. They're, you know what? They can't apply. We're gonna do it day one. So, there we go. I wish that you guys would consider, look in the camera and consider it.
I'm not afraid to look at the camera.
Right, but what I'm trying to say, just give them a chance. For, my God, 2 weeks, they can send the resumes in. We can sort this out and get an appointment. Right off
Alright,
on the
Mr. Blackwell, because
24th.
you're going right back over the same material you've covered at least 4 times that I've heard.
Well,
It-
sometimes you
it's
have
not-
to repeat yourself,
Not gonna change.
Kevin.
you know.
And I know of
Sometimes
2
you have to.
people, Reg,
Yeah.
that came to me that would like to,
Sure.
but I also explained to them that they're probably better off to wait till election time because we probably will appoint somebody because we have to move on with our town business.
Like
And I
said,
told them both that. One of them here is at this meeting tonight. And he's the only one out of all them people, I believe, that's on your list that's here.
With all respect, Vern, I've talked to you a few times now, and I appreciate
I
it
agree.
too, very much. But it certainly, we have absolutely, here it is, January 3rd. Nothing to lose by putting that ad in the paper. It's only $20 one day. People can send the resumes in.
so what is-
I hope
I
I
have no
was
idea.
20
That's what
or
I'm saying.
20,
I don't know how he comes
$22.
up with this.
I don't know what
Okay.
it is. I can't tell you. I don't know.
But anyway,
You have made your point, and I'm clearly, you
And
got
I
my ear.
certainly, I
okay?
have nothing
But all I'm
against.
saying is, it's not gonna change my mind because this is the least apolitical move for me to make as a town supervisor. Is not to pick a resident, hand pick a resident. I'm not doing that. I mean, that's just me. I'm the only one on the board. But I
Well,
think it just makes more sense to move somebody from an office to an office.
If that's what you're
So-
worried about, a town board member, the appointed version,
Yeah.
is an unclassified employee.
Yeah.
And
either
civil
way-
service will rate them and rank them. If you're not comfortable ranking, that's my appeal to
what
the
I
town
said-
board. I'm asking to give those people a
You've
chance.
got plenty of camera time, but it's not
Well,
changing what's going on.
camera's
So
there.
at this
You'll
point
look
in
at it.
time, At this
But-
point in time, well, unless you have something new to add to it.
But I
then
can
we're gonna
ask
move
board
forward.
members something to reconsider
That's
it.
what I just said. Unless you have something new to add to it, other than what you've already reiterated 5 times, then I'm gonna call for a
Well,
vote. Because we
what
have
I-
a motion and we
What
have a
I
second.
don't really want to add to it, I guess, you know what?
We do
I
the
won't.
motion, we have
Thank you.
planning board
Thank you
people
very
coming
much
in.
for your consideration. I do appreciate it.
Okay, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Mr. Parati,
You're more than welcome.
Yes.
Mr. Bruno,
Yes.
Mr. Facto,
No, based on
yeah, Mr. Randall.
conversation.
Yes. Motion carried.
But I will work with you, Sherman, you know that.
Alright. I hope we can work,
Of
there's
course.
a lot of work to be done.
I don't wanna, I appreciate the side talk, but we have another meeting
Okay.
in this room at 6.
Sorry, I said that, I guess.
So if we can move and stay on the agenda, that would be great too. All right, resolution 23-2. Motion, be it resolved that the town board approves the following appointments for the year 2023. Senior citizen liaison. Not knowing it this time. Court clerk, Donna Hamel. Court clerk, Mary, sorry, hopefully that messed me up for a second, I'm sorry. Code enforcement officer, Howard Newton. Receptionist, Sheila Martin. Water secretary, Donna Hamel. Secretary to the planning board, Sandy Rio. Secretary to the zoning board, Kelsey Russell. Appeals attorney, Thomas Murnane. That's for the ZBA board. Planning board attorney, Thomas Murnane. Youth director, James Sam Campbell. Dog control officer, Cliff Christian. Historian, Barb Banquet. Planning board chairman, Victor McCaslin. Zoning board chair, Frank Dortz. Assistant historian, Marge Wood. Official newspaper, Press Republican. Official banks, TD Bank North. Official dog shelter, Elmore's SPCA. Town board meetings are held on the 4th Tuesday of each month at 6 o'clock p.m. unless noted on an attached calendar. If the 4th Tuesday falls on a holiday, the meeting will be held on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. Town board work sessions, the 1st and the 3rd Monday as needed at 6 p.m. unless noted on the calendar. Can I get a motion by Mr. Bruno,
Second.
by Mr. Facto? Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Parati,
Yes.
Mr. Bruno,
Yes.
Mr. Facto.
Yes.
Mr. Hamel,
Yes.
Mr. Randall.
Yes. I gotta write him in on it too. Okay. Next resolution is gonna be 23-3. Motion by be it resolved that the town board approves the following committees. Highway, Mike Parati, and if this board will allow me to, I'm gonna fill in,
I was gonna say, if you wanna use me, I would.
if you go with that, and make the notes to yours, I'm gonna fill in Mr. Hamel on the ones that are empty that would have been for the previous town councilman.
So wherever there's a slash, is that how you got that?
Yes, where this, I'll go through them too, just to make sure. For the following committees, Highway, so it'll be Mike Parati and Mr. Hamel. Youth Commission will be Mike Parati and Reginald Facto. Senior Citizens, Reginald Facto and Bruno. Landfill will be Kevin Randall and Mr. Hamel. Water Districts, Kevin Randall, Mr. Hamel. Budget and Finance, Landfill, full board. Planning and Appeals Board, Vernon Bruno. Legislature, Kevin Randall, full board. What's that? Oh, yeah, and hit Mr. Hamel. That should give him 4 too. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. Everybody should end up with 4. Thank you. Legislator, Kevin Randall, full board. Assessment, Vernon Bruno, full board. Fire and Ambulance, Kevin Randall, and full board. Dog control, Reginald Facto and Vernon Bruno. Safety and codes, Kevin Randall, Reginald Facto. Building and grounds, Mike Parati, Vernon Bruno. Personnel, Kevin Randall and Mike Parati. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
By Mr. Parati,
Four on there?
Second.
by Mr. Facto. Roll call.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Motion approved. Resolution 23-4, motion by Bueller, motion by Bueller, as there are times in which the supervisor must make certain decisions concerning certain contracts other than major contracts in the day-to-day operations of the town, and whereas often these decisions have to be made before the town board meets to approve the signing of these documents, it is hereby resolved that the town board authorizes and directs that the supervisor may sign certain contracts other than major contracts on behalf of the town board without prior resolution. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Bruno,
Second.
Mr. Parati, any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Motion approved. Resolution 23-5. Motion by, whereas Audit and Control has recommended that the town board adopt a resolution annually to pay certain bills without benefit of audit before payment. It is hereby resolved that the town board authorize payment of utilities, postage, freight, and express charges prior to board audit as needed. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Parati, seconded by Mr. Hamel. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Motion approved. Resolution 23-6. Motion by whereas the town board has provided in the past for reimbursement to town employees and officials for use of personally owned vehicles for town business. Resolved that the town board hereby provides for reimbursement to the town employees and officers for official and approved use of personally owned vehicles at the rate that the IRS schedule is at that time, including travel to and from regular workplace, office, courtroom, and be it further resolved that mileage is documented by individual trip to include dates, destination, and miles computed, and that such request for reimbursement is made by submission of an authorized voucher submitted to the town board monthly. Can I get a motion?
You said including, excluding travel.
Oh, I apologize. As I stand corrected, excluded. Thank you, Mike. Can I get a motion?
Yes.
Mr. Facto,
Second.
Mr. Parati, any discussion?
You got something wrote there on discussion.
Well, they'll tell you that acceptable rate at this time is 65.5 cents per mile. And that changes by the state comptroller's office as they need. So thank you again for that. That's why I get you guys here to you straight. Roll call?
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Motion carried. Resolution carried. Alright, next one's gonna be resolution 23-7. A motion by whereas a board of ethics was created and 3 members were appointed, be it hereby resolved that the town board of the town of Scholar Falls appoints Annis Lamora, Keith Defiant, and Martin Parati to the board of ethics, his or her term of office being effective immediately and expiring December 31st of 2023. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
So that, how about one of you second it?
I'll second.
Alright, so, motion by Mr. Hamel, seconded by Mr. Bruno. Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. So approved. Resolution 23-8, a motion by whereas section 194B of the general municipal law requires every town to adopt internal policies and procedures governing all procurement of goods and services not subject to the bidding requirement of the general municipal law or any other law. Be it hereby resolved that the town of Schuyler follows procedures for the purchase of commodities, equipment or goods for public works project contracts for personal services and consultants and for purchase orders will be as outlined in the procurement policy that is filed in the town clerk's office and to be followed by all town of Schuyler Falls personnel. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Parati? I'll get it on that one. I'll second that one. Any discussion?
I do have the policies with me in case anybody wants to look at them.
Does anybody want to review the policies? They haven't changed. We do review those annually, so we'll have to take a work session to go over those. Alright,
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
yes. So approved. Okay, resolution 23-9. A motion by whereas according to section 2910 of town law, the supervisor must prepare and file the town clerk with the town clerk within 90 days after the expiration of each fiscal year an annual financial report accounting for all monies received and dispersed by him, together with the certification of the banks or trust companies where town monies are deposited, showing the amount of monies on deposit. Be it therefore, whereas in lieu of the present financial report of the supervisor required by section 2910 of town law, the town board may determine by resolution that the supervisor shall submit to the town clerk within 90 days after the close of the fiscal year a copy of this report to the state comptroller. It is hereby resolved that the supervisor may submit to the town clerk a copy of the report to the state comptroller in lieu of the financial report of the supervisor.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Bruno,
Second.
by Mr. Facto. Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. So approved. Resolution 23-10. Motion be it resolved that the town of Schuyler Falls 2023 fund balance policy be and the same as the one filed in the town clerk's office and hereby is approved effective this date, and the supervisor be and he hereby is authorized and directed to implement same for the town. Can I get a motion?
I'll move.
Mr. Hill, seconded by Mr. Parati. Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. So approved. All right, resolution 23-11. A motion by be it resolved that the town board has determined after being audited by New York State Department of Audit and Control that each department head will conduct an inventory of all equipment over $500 in value and submit the completed inventory to the town board by March 1st of each year. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Bruno,
Second.
Mr. Parati. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Resolution 23-12. Motion by, be it resolved that the town of Schuyler Falls 2023 investment policy be and the same as the one filed in the town clerk's office and hereby is approved effective this date, and the supervisor be and he hereby is authorized and directed to implement same for the town. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Facto, and seconded by Mr. Parati. Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Motion approved. The resolution approved. We have a number on this one?
I don't, 23,
2313?
I see one mistake already, in Paul McCourt.
Yeah, there is.
oh, all right, take him out. Take the row out.
Yeah, find Paul McCourt, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Resolution 23-13, 2023 salary schedule, elected official and appointees and employees. Kevin Randall, $24,720 for supervisor. Town councilman, $6,774 each. Vern Parati, $6,774. Reginald Facto, $6,774. Martin Parati, $6,774. Should we add in
Sure.
Sharon now?
With the blank one?
You wanna put it right there?
Yep.
Town councilman. And his will also be $6,774. All right, Justice Rhonda L. Barber, $14,895. Philip Van Nortwick, Justice, $14,895. Donna Hamill, Town Clerk, Tax Collector, $33,870. Michael Snyder, Highway Superintendent, $63,808. James Staley, MEO, $23.55 hourly. Sean LaPlante, $22.74 hourly. Dick Sherm. David Amell, Crew Supervisor, $24.28 hourly. Gregory Keith, MEO, $23.55 hourly. Please note, all hourly rates for the highway crew does not include overtime pay, which averages between $1,000 and $2,000 per year per employee. Appointed official, Town Secretary, $37,550. Deputy Town Clerk, $18.72 hourly. Code Enforcement Officer, $22,000 annually. Budget Officer, $1,590. Assessor, $33,110. Court Clerk, $12,150. Court Clerk 2, $12,150. Water Department Clerk, $10,580. Town Attorney, $11,750. Dog Control Officer, $12,005 annually. Youth Program Director, $18,000 even annually. Zoning Clerk, $1,709 yearly. Planning Clerk, $1,709 again yearly or annually. Receptionist, $18,265. Custodian, $75 per cleaning. Historian, $3,527. Assistant Historian, $965. Part-time and seasonal employees start starting rate is at $14.20 an hour with the current percentage raise each year, if any added to the current hourly rate. After all that, can I get a motion?
Motion.
And Mr. Facto, seconded by Mr.
Yep.
Mr. Parati.
Is 1420
That's the,
Minimum.
yeah, that went
Yeah.
up, that dollar.
The next year it's gonna be 15. All right, if there's no discussion, roll call.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno? Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Carried. Resolution 23-14. A motion by be resolved that the court records of the following town officials who receive or disperse any money of the town be accepted and approved as presented. And done Hamilton Clerk Tax Collector. Audit of supervisor and justices in January's regular meeting. So can I get a motion?
Motion.
And Mr. Bruno,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Facto. If there's no discussion.
Well, there is the paper right there for everybody to sign.
Oh, yeah.
Usually we do the justices as well, and the audit of the secretary is at the end, the end of January, but they changed it through office of the,
Yeah, it has to be done now.
of the justice court.
That started about last year.
Yeah. Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Everybody signs.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware.
So you're keeping it? Okay. That's all right, I was just messing with you. All right, resolution 2315, thank you. Motion by be it resolved that the town of Scholar Falls Town Board approves and accepts the 2023 IRS schedule fee attached for the meal reimbursement for travel by employees. And again, that's right by the IRS schedule, so if you want to look at the back of that and review it. It updates every year depending on the cost of living.
Yes.
You're saying yes to the motion, so Mr. Facto,
Second.
second by Mr. Bruno. If there's no discussion, roll call.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. All right, resolution 23-16. A motion by be whereas the town board of the town of Scholar Falls implemented the employee handbook for the town of on December 18th, excuse me, for the town on December 18th, 2018, and whereas the employee handbook will be reviewed and updated, be it therefore resolved that all town employees are required to abide by the employee handbook as implemented in 2018 until updated. Copies will be distributed when updated and will be acknowledged by a signature of each employee. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
And Mr. Parati,
Second.
second by Mr. Facto. If there's no discussion.
I have something.
Oh, go ahead.
It said 2018, I think, shouldn't we look it up and read that?
Yeah, we looked at, there's been a couple of them that we've, actually looked at, updated a couple things that changed in the last couple of years, but nothing that I'm aware of that needs to be done right now. I think that, not to get off on the work session topic, but there is one that we really do need to look at, and it's with a benefit. It's one of the benefits that really needs to be hammered down, so it's more specific.
Work session.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
yes.
Last one.
All right. I might just make it here. Resolution 23 17?
Yep.
Okay. Motion by whereas Rhonda Barber has been elected to the office of Town Justice for the town of Scholar Falls, and she, as a representative officers above, do hereby undertake with the town of Scholar Falls that she will faithfully perform and discharge the duties of her office and will promptly account for and pay over all monies or property received as town officers in accordance with the law, and resolved that this undertaking of the town justice is further conditioned upon that she will well and truly keep, pay over, and account for all monies and property coming into her hands, and by it further resolved that be it further resolved that the town does and shall maintain insurance coverage presently with Ming Insurance Agency in the sum of $5,000 per employee, plus an additional $250,000 for the town clerk, tax collector, and $50,000 for the town supervisor to indemnify against losses through the failure of the officers, clerks, and employees covered thereunder faithfully to perform their duties or to account properly for all monies or property received by virtue of their positions or employment and through fraudulent or dishonest acts committed by officers, clerks, and employees covered thereunder. Did we put everybody under the 250 after getting into the, because of the grants? I'll double check that, but, and maybe it was.
I think I just went up to that amount.
I think it was, that's one, and I could be wrong. But I got the new MBT
Okay.
insurance policy on there. Some of the grants, just so everyone's aware of what we're talking about, some of the grant draws are gonna be about 250,000 each. So they wanted the increased theft coverage by anybody that could draw for those checks covered up to that amount. So hopefully that explains it.
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Bruno,
Second.
by Mr. Hamel. If there's any no further discussion, then-
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel? Mr. Randall?
Yes. All right, everybody did receive a calendar. If there's any discrepancies or issues or anything that you see that needs to be changed or you would like changed, please let us know. Otherwise, this is the one that will be posted for the public, and this will be our set schedule moving forward. If I can get a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Mr.
All in
Bruno,
favor?
Mr. Pride. Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll relinquish the room.